I did it this week already, and I want to do it again. I have to give a shout out to the Philadelphia police because for a couple of reasons. Number one, I have to give them a shout out because they are slicker than a mug, man. They employed some tactics. Philadelphia police, shout out to you guys. They employed some divide and conquer tactics that were masterful. Like if I was in charge of keeping the peace, I was brilliant. I mean, they had people chasing. They had the protesters chasing ghosts, basically back and forth all night long, and to the point where you had one large crowd of 5,000 people divided up into three smaller crowds, and then eventually it died off. Master stroke of policing and intelligence and infiltration. So shout out to Commissioner Ross. I game recognized game. So that's number one. Number two is this one is a real compliment though. The other one was tongue in cheek, but this is a real genuine compliment. On Thursday night, there were anarchists in the crowd. And yes, they were anarchists. I do know what anarchy is. I know exactly what it is in terms of breaking down any hierarchical structure. I get it. They were in the crowd, and their express purpose was to cause chaos. I know that anarchists have a strategy overall that is not chaos. They don't perceive it as chaos, right? But their goal that night at the protest on Thursday was chaos and violence. And so they were there to provoke the police. And there were moments where you really felt as though this could go south very quickly. And if the police had taken any bait, if the police had not been disciplined enough to ignore everything. Listen, ask Tim Black, he was there. Ask Michael Solomon, he was in the middle of it with me. Ask anybody that was there in the middle of it. And it was a group of anarchists, I would say about 15 to 20, who wanted to instigate violence with the police, who wanted to not only destroy property, but destroy the fence, the barriers that separated the bulk of the police from the crowd. And they wanted expressly to demonstrate how, quote unquote, bad the police were. Had the police taken the bait, it would have been a very violent night. Thankfully, the police did not take the bait. And I saw firsthand, I saw a guy next to me just provoking the hell out of one of the police officers. And instead of the police officer taking the bait, the police officer took down. He asked his supervisor standing next to him if he could move, and he moved himself to the back of the line so that he did not have to submit himself to the harassment, but also would not be there to be provoked. So from that aspect, I have to honestly commend the Philadelphia police. Shout out to Commissioner Ross. They sent in the stormtroopers, the riot police, somebody, I don't know which higher up did this, but there's a video online. You can see all of the riot police getting off their bus and marching right smack in the middle of the crowd. But Commissioner Ross was there, and he told them to turn their asses around, and they got right back on the bus and left. So where this could have been a very violent night, it didn't turn into violence. And it's smart, right? So it could be a couple of reasons why, and I don't want to belabor this point too long. I'll move on to the news of the day, but I have to put this at the top because it's very significant. Listen, Philadelphia police has a history of violence, and just like many other police departments, but there's a history of violence with the bombing of black militant groups in the 60s. I mean, the Philadelphia police has some problems, and so this good night that we saw could just be the result of the new commissioner trying to do his best to improve relationships with the community. Fine. It also could be just like me. Like my in-laws are coming in town, and I'm going to make sure my house looks extra nice when they come in town. But when they're not in town, when guests are not in town, I might have that closet full of junk. Right? This could have been just the Philadelphia police being on their best behavior because all of the world was there. All of the world was watching. 3, it could have been white privilege because there was a lot of white people out there. And I just have to ask myself the question, would this have gone down this way had it been a Black Lives Matter protest? I don't know. I can't prove a negative, right? It could be that. But then 4, it could just be Commissioner Ross is trying to fix some things there in Philadelphia, and they did a damn good job. I don't know what it was. I'm going to err on the side of saying, damn good job, Philadelphia. A lot of respect. And if this is how you treat people on a regular basis, then this is a motto for the love of God. Show Baton Rouge, show Ferguson, show all of these other police departments who are out here cracking skulls just because a crowd got rowdy. Please take a better model of policing across the country.